Good morning. Today, a short one once again. We're going to speak about VBScript again. Why? Well, as you've seen my most recent article on my blog, there's actually a movement right now to try to get Microsoft to reverse their current approach, shall we say. So let's take a step back. What am I talking about? Well, unless you've been living under a rock, it's become well known that Microsoft has announced that they're going to be deprecating VBScript. And also this implies classic ASP amongst other things. I believe Mike Wolf was the first to actually bring this to our attention in his November article. Well worth the read if you haven't already done so. One way or another, this is a website you should bookmark and look at frequently. Mike really, his blog is exceptional. But yeah, we became aware back in November that Microsoft was doing away with VBScript. They didn't give them any details, and this is typical of Microsoft. They make these big announcements, provide no meat on the bone, and then we're all left wondering, well, what does this mean? And getting that information, what does this mean, is an extremely painful process. No reason for it, but that's just what Microsoft does so well. So I made a video on it a short while ago. Those of you that are part of this YouTube channel are already aware of all this. And then later I came out with this, how does it impact us? Trying to figure out a little bit, well, what is the impact of deprecation of VBScript? And you'll see here, like I said, we can't find information. The information is not available to us, at least not when this was written. And all I could do in reality was go to like a chat box and do a little bit of digging on different web pages to try to locate, well, what DLLs does this imply? And this is what I got back as information. Now, of course, that was unconfirmed. This is just what I'm getting from chat from websites, but nothing formally from Microsoft say, yes, that's accurate. No, it's not. So then later we came to see back in, I think it was May, that Microsoft finally published something. So between November to May 22nd, we were all in this oblivion, not having a clue as to what this meant. So May 22nd, they finally published some information. Once again, however, they explain it's going to be multi-phased. We already knew that. And they're trying to, reassure us a little bit. And they're basically trying to push anyone that uses VBScript in this instance, but the same applies to classic ASP, to basically, you have to update your code and recode it in another language. Of course, in the case of VBScript, Microsoft is recommending PowerShell. And that's all fine and dandy until you realize how involved, how prolific VBScript is. I worked as a network administrator for several years, and we use VBScript everywhere. I couldn't even count the number of VBScripts that I had as an administrator for all sorts of various tasks, logons on servers, and anyway, I couldn't even count them if I wanted to. And to ask IT people in the next few months to recode everything is just pure lunacy. But that's basically, you see here, migrate to PowerShell, migrate to JavaScript. That's what Microsoft offers. So yeah, it's a little depressing to read this, but at the end of the day, even though they published this, they still didn't answer the most fundamental question as to which libraries are being deprecated. VBScript encompasses a multitude of DLLs and OCX, and so which ones are going the way of the dodo? And they still didn't answer that in May, months and months after we've asked for it over and over and over. And you'll see if you scroll through the comments here, there's tons of people asking the exact same thing. What are the implications? Which libraries? So you're going to see we're all in the same boat, all still asking the same questions that we were asking back in November. In May, after they clarified the point. That's Microsoft's clarification. They didn't answer the most fundamental question. What does this really mean? You see here, here's Mike actually no longer set, and he's on this thread, and he's specifically asking which DLLs, and does it impact regular expression? Does it impact scripting runtime? What does it impact? So yeah, it is what it is. The one thing I did notice when I quickly browsed through the comments here, Naveen from Microsoft here says that this shall not impact any projects that are not dependent on VBScript.dll. If it limits itself to that, it's a little bit reassuring. It still doesn't undo the damage. This is going to cause a huge amount of turmoil. The repercussions are tremendous. They're enormous. But it would at least mean that there are some libraries that will be spared. I'm still not sure I'm convinced by this one-liner that that's the truth of the matter, however. And I think that, once again, Microsoft has let us all down because they make this grandiose post, but they don't actually give us any real pertinent information. So that's where we stand today. However, and the reason of this video is that I got an email, I'm not sure, a week ago, maybe a little bit longer, and I was asked to check out a link. I'm always apprehensive of these things, but I did, and I was happy to see that a member of the community, Alexandre Ferrand, has started a petition. Now, it's in its infancy, but these are how things start. And basically, he's starting a change.org petition to ask Microsoft to take a step back here. That the implications, like he says, if you read through all of these statements and information that he's managed to gather on the subject and go over all of this, and you'll see the level of impact that this announcement, if they move forward with it, will have. You're talking millions of websites. You can't even count the number of utilities, tools, databases, Excel workbooks, like VBScript is integrated as a main library in programming in VBA. So anything VBA, there's a good chance that VBScript has been weaved in there somehow. And then you've got your standalone VB scripts, and you know, it's just, the implications are massive. So he started this petition, and I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to ask you to take 2 minutes of your day to just punch in your name and sign it. This is the only opportunity that we're going to have to put up our hand and try to flag Microsoft's attention. And if people don't support this, then there's no excuse as to why it went away. This is your opportunity to stand up and say, hey, VBScript, classic ASP, kind of important to us. And yeah, the implications of what you're doing are tremendous and damaging. That's literally what it comes down to. That's the proper word. This is damaging to many businesses and developers out there. I can't emphasize just how damaging losing VBScript will be. So, and per the usual, like I said here, the implications is that they offer absolutely no alternatives to developers such as ourselves in VBA. Their only answer so far has been JavaScript, which, well, we don't really have JavaScript in VBA. It's not like different programs which can access it. And then the other option is PowerShell. And yes, we can run PowerShell in VBA, but realistically it is a much slower process, much slower, like exponentially slower than being able to access such a library as the VBScript library directly. So currently Microsoft's solution is basically they've dumped this entire problem on the shoulder of the developers, and it's up to us to find a way. Like I've shown in a couple of my articles and posts and videos, there may be some workarounds, but without 100% certainty as to which of these libraries is truly going away. I'm not convinced on that one line that it really is going to be limited to just this. So I'm still very skeptical. And the fact that Microsoft wouldn't put black to white that statement properly in their article, and that there is nothing in the article to actually elaborate on the true impact. What is being deprecated? What is going away? What components of Windows, which DLLs, OCX, which files are gone? Until Microsoft does that, I'm sorry, I don't trust anything they're truly saying. We're going to be the ones at the end of the day when this happens, whenever this does occur. You have to look at their timeline. We're the ones that are going to be the ones that are going to have to be reactive. And to avoid that whole situation, or at least hope to avoid that situation, I just have to once again ask you guys, take 2 minutes, come here, sign this. It can't hurt. All it can do is turn into a positive. Worst case scenario, we stay exactly where we are today. But best case scenario, enough people start supporting this, maybe, just maybe, there's a small sliver of chance that Microsoft will be made to reconsider this because of the impact it's going to have. This is massive. Once again, I can't understate that. Removing VBScript is a massive detrimental. It's going to be huge, the impact it's going to have. And a lot of it won't be known because I'll tell you right now, I'm sure, well, I know for a fact, I know many IT administrators in the field that have no clue that this is even coming. So it's nice of Microsoft to pretend like it's been announced and this and that. A lot of people aren't going on to these websites and seeing these posts, and they're going to find out about it the day Microsoft pulls the plug. And it's going to be too late then. And like I say, it's going to be a reactive, now what do I do? So anyway, this is going to be a painful experience, and to try to avoid that altogether, it comes back to this petition. This is the only recourse we have, guys. There's nothing else we can do. Microsoft won't listen to emails and whatever else we do. We're lucky when dev teams listen to MVPs, begging and pleading, let alone something of this size. So the only way to get their attention is in volume. It's the number of people that will sign this. So please take a minute out of your time, just first name, last name, email, and sign it. Add your support to this. It truly is the type of thing. This is your chance to be heard and to hopefully have some impact to avoid the headaches that removing VBScript is going to cause throughout the entire IT ecosystem, because this isn't a VBA issue. This isn't a Microsoft Access issue or an Excel issue. This goes far and wide, way beyond that. VBScript is interlaced into so many applications, so many different utilities and tools, and it's just everywhere, and it impacts IT people on a whole variety of levels. Administrators, developers, power users, it's everywhere. So please take a moment of your day, just go sign that, add your support to Alexandre's petition, and let's hope there's enough support that maybe this will get Microsoft to reconsider a little bit. Gonna stop there. Wish you all a great day, a great summer, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, as always, your support, like, share, subscribe, is the only reason I'm able to keep doing these things. So please drop me a comment below. Do you use VBScript? That's a great question to know. How many of you use VBScript? And do you think you're going to sign the petition? And if not, I'd love to know why. What's dissuading you from signing the petition? Just out of personal curiosity. It's not a judgment thing. I'm just truly more curiosity as to what would hold someone back from signing the petition at this point in time. But anyway, wishing you all a great time, great day, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.